Hi, I'm Lady V, and my mission for creating this video is to introduce and create an awareness about the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplement that was created by a scientist by the name of Dr. Kedar Prasad. And his life work was to actually create health and bring health and wellness to the world. And originally, this formulation was formulated for the military, and it was not even available for the civilians. So now that we have been blessed to be able to take advantage of this supplement and be able to use it, we are now marketing it with a company by the name of Engage Micronutrients. So I was introduced to this product about 5 months ago from a very good friend of mine and business partner by the name of Corleen Chavez. And when I started taking the Micro Daily, I originally got some pretty fast results. I had just gotten a tooth pulled, and what I noticed is that my recovery was very fast because the tooth pull was very invasive, and I had some bone loss, so I was in a lot of pain, and I had a lot of swelling. And I recovered within about 4 or 5 days, and in 4 or 5 days, I had almost forgot that I had the tooth pulled because I was actually eating on the other side. But the other thing that I noticed about 3 weeks in is that my digestive system had started to perform better. In 2001, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. And in 2002, I was trying to I was trying to treat it more holistically because the medication that they had me on had a lot of side effects. So I was seeking to, like I said, I was seeking to treat it holistically, and it got out of hand because the inflammation was just too aggressive for the supplements that I was taking. So by the time I decided that it was too aggressive and got ready to go back to Western medicine, it got to the point where I had to have emergency surgery. It had got to the point where I actually was pooping flesh, literally. And so I had to make some decisions, and I had emergency surgery and had my lower intestines removed. And they brought down my upper intestines, and they created a J pouch. And so after that, I had to wear a colostomy bag for like 6 months, and then they reconnected it. And then, after that, surgery, and then reconnecting everything, my bowels were never the same. They were very loose. And so I was having to sometimes use the restroom 10 to 15 times a day, and that's with no exaggeration. So after taking the Micro Daily, I noticed that my gut was beginning to hold my food longer. And so I was absorbing my food. And so the nutrition, rather, I was absorbing the nutrition. And so I started to feel better. I started to have more energy. My thinking was better. I had, with the other supplements that I was taking also, my eyesight had started to get better. I used to have anxiety when I was driving at night. I was no longer having anxiety. I was able to see the lines when I was driving, and the glare that was coming back at me was no longer making me nervous. And so I was starting to walk up and down the stairs without having to hold on to the rails. I was literally starting to feel old. And so trying to really feel like a grandmother. I'm a grandmother. I help take care of my grandchildren. And so bottom line is that this product has done so much for me that I literally decided I wanted to share this with the world. So with that being said, I'm going to be showing you some testimonies from some other people and some facts about the company, and giving you enough information for you to be able to make an informed decision whether you would like to try this product and see what type of results you get for you. We have a lot of sickness in this world, and I just know that our world has changed, and this product can help. And when I say our world has changed, our food is not the same. So this product is just the food that our food doesn't have anymore. So after viewing this information, and if you decide that you want to try this product, I will be leaving a link below so that you can order your product and you get the product, and you decide if this is something that you would like to share. If it's something that you would like to try, then if someone else shared this video with you, please get back with the person that shared this with you and get their information and order your product, get your results, and we would hope that you would want to share this product and create the awareness that the world needs to know, because this product does work. And so thank you for allowing me to share. I look forward to seeing you and your family get healthy.
These statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Engage Global does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. Engage Global's products do, however, address our deficiencies and provide our bodies with the nutrition that we are lacking. So having taken care of the legal matters, the format that I usually like to follow is we have a couple of testimonials just to begin with. And I'd like to start one out tonight. This was one that I captured, probably about a month ago at this point, maybe just a little longer. Janice Williamson came on and she shared, and this is, many of you know her. She's been on some of our Lunch and Learns and even the testimonial call with Dr. Prasad. But this is just 3 days, I believe, after she started the Micro Daily. And it was just a rare moment where we caught her on camera and she was able to just share from her heart. And so let me go over and pluck this one out of my library. But this is Janice Williamson. We'll begin this way tonight. So
I was introduced to the Micro Daily just 3 days ago. I have a condition that's called chronic lymphedema. It stemmed from when I was 9 years old. I had a hairline fracture and it was misdiagnosed and mistreated. And I was an avid athlete in high school, had recurring injuries, and I was bitten by a spider when I was 16. Anyway, the limb used to swell and go down, swell and go down. Throughout the years, it turned into chronic lymphedema. I took the Micro Daily 3 days ago. I just took one tablet that afternoon. And while we were on the phone, generally, I do not sweat. And when my metabolism is awakened, it's just like someone's turned the faucet on and it's nonstop. So while we were on the phone, Sister Paulette said, something wrong with her. What's going on? You know, what have you? The palms of my hands began to sweat, and the soles of my feet began to sweat like they used to when I was younger. And anyway, I was able to, with the chronic lymphedema, I was able to stand straight up, and walk across the room without being bent over. And yesterday, as Dr. Piccola was on the line with us, I told her I was standing on the chronic lymphedema side on the left foot with my right foot leg extended out behind me, up and down. I could lift it and without recourse. And I was able to move it around, standing on one foot, barely holding on to the countertop. So this morning, I was able to get in the bed. Generally, when I get in the bed, I toss and turn half of the night. I can't tell you when I went to sleep. I know I laid down about 2:30 this morning because I had some work to do. But anyway, I laid down about 2:30 this morning. When I woke up, it was 7:30. Light was still on the table. I was face down or what have you, knocked out and everything. So when I got up this morning to begin to take the micro daily because I've been taking it twice a day. Today was the first time of taking it early in the morning. So I took it at 8:23 this morning. I feel absolutely fabulous. I'm able to lift my hands, to wave them and everything, something that I hadn't been able to do in years, let alone weeks. And I'm grateful for the I'm trying to be I'm trying to keep it together. But nevertheless, like I said yesterday to Dr. Piccola as well as Ms. Brenda and Mr. Paulette while we were online, that people used to talk about me and my testimony and everything, but take a look at me now. But wait and see what the end result is going to be.
Isn't that fun? I mean, it's just 3 days, and she's noticing that big a difference in her body. I just love that when we approach that deficiency in any bodies that are out there, we approach that efficiency with the micro daily and just start to correct it. Even just as she mentioned, one pill, and her body starts to sweat, and it's just pretty amazing what we're seeing with these products, with micro daily products. So I know we got about 30 people on tonight, and there's some people that may not even know what micro daily is. But before I get into what the product is, let me just share one other experience. And this was also from about just 2 months ago. So these have just both been in the last 90 days. But this lady, you'll get a chance to meet her. She actually gave this testimony during a testimonial call that we had with Dr. Prasad, because every fourth Wednesday, we get the opportunity with Dr. Prasad listening and participating there with us to just go through all of the experiences that the people are having. And it's such a rewarding evening for him that it is just, it's amazing. But you'll see at the end, Dr. Prasad comes on and actually acknowledges this. And then we're going to go into a little bit about the product, and I'm going to share a video with you about Dr. Prasad and his desire to see the success that people are having. So just a moment. Let me get this going. This is Miss Sonia Barnes. So.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sonia Barnes. I must say, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Praise the Lord. Yes, sir. But I'm very excited, as you can tell. When I received a call from Vanessa Lawrence, this is like the second week, 2 weeks ago, the third week this week. Vanessa called and invited me to the Zoom like tonight. Some of you are invited here tonight. That's what happened. When she invited me, I joined, and Dr. Prasad was giving this great information about the microdaily. And I don't know if you all remembered when I typed inside the chat, how can I get this? And somebody said, get back to the person who invited you here. I got back to Vanessa the next day, and I said, Vanessa, I need this thing. Why? Because my knee was so swollen, and the doctor told me that I need to have a knee replacement. So I went to two orthopedics. The first one, I went there twice. The third time I went, he said, Sonia, there's nothing I can do for you. Okay. So when the doctor told me that I need a knee replacement, in my heart, I said, oh no, there must be another way out. Anyhow, I made an appointment with my second orthopedics to go and see what's wrong with this knee. So in the meantime, while Vanessa, we ordered the Microdaily EMF, the Microdaily Boost, the Microdaily Brain Boost, and the Microdaily Hydro. When I got it, I started taking it. And about 3 days, a friend called me and said, Sonia, I have something to share with you. There is this girl in Jamaica by the name of Tracy. I heard she had a stroke and she's taken this thing and it made her well. I said, what is that thing? She said, Microdaily. I said, Microdaily, girl, I'm taking Microdaily. She said, what? You taking it and you didn't share it with me? I said, I didn't know what to share because I know I took it for a couple of days. My energy level went up, but there's nothing else to tell. So anyhow, I took it for another maybe 3 days. And one morning I woke up and when I looked, my swelling was gone. I got up off my bed. I wasn't feeling any pain. So anyhow, I started feeling very well about myself. And then when I went to my appointment with the doctor, the second orthopedist, I said, doctor, after he did all the x-ray and everything, I said, doctor, what is the status on my knee? He said, Sonia, you only have a little arthritis in it. I said, that's it? He said, yeah. I said, doctor, I opened up my phone. I said, doctor, no, before I opened my phone, I said, doctor, do you know that 3 weeks ago I made the appointment to come and see you today because I want to have the fluid removed from my knee and to think about knee replacement? And somebody introduced this thing to me. And then I opened my phone. I said, doctor, this is it. Microdaily EMF, Microdaily eye boost, Microdaily brain boost, and Microdaily hydro. He said, Microdaily. And then he looked at it. He said, Dr. Prasad. I said, yeah. He said, Sonia, here's my personal email. Email this to me. So let me tell you all something. Microdaily work. It does work. I had not gone to church in almost 5 weeks because my knee was so swollen I could hardly walk. The last time I went, I was wearing slippers. And let me tell you something. You know, I should really prepare myself to really let you see my face. I walked into my church Sunday morning, honey, and I gave my testimony. I did not tell them what I took. All I said that God is still leading people for the healing of the nation, giving them the knowledge to compile these nutrients. And I said, if you want to know what I took, because you all knew that I could not walk into this house. And after church, about 4 people came to me and said, can I have the information about what you were talking about? And I gave them the information. So far, I had like one person today and one yesterday signed up for this because it worked. I told somebody that it is said that people will always be sick. And sometimes people, they when the right news hit them, because they were so bamboozled and robbed from things, they ignore everything. But when the right information hit them, sometimes they ignore it. But let me tell you something, people, this thing worked. This thing worked for the 68, soon be 69-year-old mama from Jamaica, Montego Bay. It is working. I was running up my stairs the other day. My kids could not believe it. So hello, it worked. Thank you all very much. And for those of you who are on the line and you are hearing me, it worked.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad. God bless you. Thank
How can you just not have a smile on your face after that? I find myself, I've listened to that testimony so many times, and the statement that she makes, I was feeling very well about myself, and it's just it's such a catch-all that can so many times. And then she talks about how so many of us have been exposed to so many things, and that term bamboozled by all of the other stuff that's out there. Well, this is different. It's exciting to be part the Microdaily family and discussing these things here tonight. So thank you for investing some of your evening as we go through it. I'm going to hold this booklet up in front. I did earlier reference that this is daily nutrition to live your best life. The reason I like holding up a hard copy of this is because it is something that every one of you can acquire. You can get this. It's not only talking about the purpose, it's talking about when the product was created and who created it. So all of this is in 32 pages of documentation. And you can get 10 of them for $12. So you're looking at $1.20. And there's a place there on the back of it where you can put your own information. You can put a sticker on that, and you can hand them out. Today we were at the hot springs earlier, and I handed one to the owner of the hot springs. He had gotten one several months ago, had read through it, and he says, "Can I start sharing this with some other people?" He says, "I've kind of ruined the booklet that you gave me. Do you have another one? Because I want to have it sent over to my brother in Cheyenne." And so there you go. All of the information is there. The products are there. It's just missing the latest two, and those are the incredible collagen daily, and then the latest, the probiotic boost product. So those are the only two products that are missing from this booklet. But it's an incredible way of sharing this information with everybody. And that's what I do. I sat down with Dan, the owner of the hot springs, here several months back, and I just started thumbing through it, just like I'm going to do with you right now. Just take a moment or so and go through it. When I pull it open, when I open it up, it's going to open up to what differentiates us from every other supplement out on the market. And there's sometimes that this is where I just start in the booklet. So as I open this up, it says CQF is what sets us apart. It stands for the right combination of ingredients, the right quantity of ingredients, and the right form of the ingredients. And oftentimes the reason I'll start here is because most people have already taken a multivitamin, or they've got one in their medicine cabinet or on their dresser or in one of their cabinets in their kitchen. It's there. And so I say, I want to point out the differences first. And then I'll go into some of the history. But if you look over there on combination, it says never combine vitamin C with copper, manganese, or iron. Dr. Prasad's products do not combine vitamin C with copper, manganese, or iron in the same capsule. Scientists have known for many years that combining these ingredients causes a chemical reaction that creates free radicals, which are the enemies of our health. If you need to take iron, take it 2 hours before or after taking Microdaily. So a lot of times I say, hey, you know what? Even that national brand out there, one a day. I mean, it actually fails on 2 of Dr. Prasad's suggestions. It has iron in it, along with vitamin C. But I'm going to go back 1 page here in this science booklet and point out this significant difference. So right across from the young lady that is swallowing the capsule, she's got it there just almost ready in her mouth. It says twice daily dosing. Now, I'm just reading directly from the booklet, and this is something that I did with Dan several months ago. I says, Dr. Prasad's research revealed that 2 times per day dosing maximizes the effectiveness of micronutrients and supplementation. Well, like, hello, most of us can agree with that, but look how this sentence goes on here in that paragraph. Research shows that dosing once a day may cause high fluctuations in antioxidant levels in your body that may markedly alter gene expression and increase the chance of cell mutation, which can be the source of disease and illness. So twice daily supplementation keeps your body fed all day long and can decrease the risk of altered gene expression and cell mutation. So I don't know about you, but the last thing I want to happen is any cell mutation going on or the wrong gene expression. And so I appreciate that about Dr. Prasad. He's kind of given us a standard. First of all, do they tell you take it at least twice a day? Second of all, does it have a combination of vitamin C and iron or copper or manganese? Those are two right of the way, right out of the gate. You can get check, check. And if they don't meet those two qualifications, they're dealing with some bad science. Some people just shorten that up to BS, but we've got that. We've got Dr. Prasad because he understands, he gets it. He knows how our bodies recognize micronutrients, and we've got it. So as I pull up that science booklet, it does say at the bottom of it there, this is right on the cover, the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplements. And that's a mouthful, but we can back it up. If we go on to the very next page, as we open it up, there was a purpose. The Micro Daily was originally created to protect and to sustain. Nothing in that says and to market it and to put it online and to put it on the store shelves or wherever you would normally purchase your supplements from. This was designed with one purpose. Well, designed for one group of individuals with two purposes: to protect and to sustain. And you can, if you're sharing this with somebody, just point that out, look, just point at the picture, point at that original military micronutrient formulation. And right there, you can see that that's twice a day dosing. It's 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening of every day. And then you read this paragraph, not just to protect, but also to sustain our troops. The U.S. military asked Dr. Kedar Prasad, PhD, the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation, to develop a supplement that could provide a singular daily source of nutritional defense and nourishment for U.S. troops. So even back then, they started out and the premise was we want to just have a singular source. Dr. Prasad says, well, you can have one source, but it's going to be 2 capsules in the morning. And it's going to be 2 capsules in the evening. So pretty incredible when we really dig into it and understand the purpose that is behind the creation of this product. We can go on right now next to the timeline. When was this created? We know it started with a purpose, and now this is when. You can read through these things on your own. If you don't have a copy of this science booklet, just ask the individual who invited you on and gave you this link to send you a PDF copy, a digital copy like I am going through right now. The other exciting thing is that we have access to all of this validation. In fact, just there on the, just bear with me. I'm going to once again read, because this is what I did with Dan, the owner of the hot springs here several months back. I just read this. Dr. Prasad conducted 17 lectures to military scientists and worked with Congress for 2 years to gain approval for the funding necessary to complete the scientific validation process for MicroDaily. 6 years and 14 clinical studies later, Dr. Prasad successfully demonstrated that MicroDaily is indeed the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplement. So why was it that they reached out to Dr. Prasad out of any other scientists on Earth? Well, it has to do a lot with his background. World's first radiation biologist back in 1963. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next 2.5, 3 minutes and let Dr. Prasad introduce himself to you. And I just want you, I mean, he's dressed up in a tie, and we know we never see him in a tie, but notice also this picture of him and then the video that we're going to see here in just a moment. He actually looks younger today at 3 months away from 88 years old than he does back when we took this picture and had him create this video. So I'll see you on the other side of this video, but just here's a little bit about Dr. Prasad and understand how excited he is when he can hear people's experiences about how the MicroDaily is helping them. So here it is. I'll see you in about 3 minutes.
Oh, my friend, I'm Dr. Kedar Prasad. During my career as a radiation biologist at the prestigious Brookhaven National Laboratory in Long Island, New York, I became convinced that the right combination of vitamin and micronutrient could result in a groundbreaking formulation that could fight oxidative stress and inflammation. As many know, those are the sources of most chronic diseases. Not long after this, I became the chief scientist and formulator of that groundbreaking micronutrient formulation. Today, that formulation is known as MicroDaily. Once MicroDaily was developed, it became clear that this formulation could potentially assist military personnel who suffered from the toxic effect of war. With a $24 million grant funded by the Department of Defense and private investor, I led the research team that validated microdaily's efficacy. The benefits of microdaily have proven to be much more than I originally thought possible. Through microdaily's CQF standard, which stands for combination, quantity, and form, the right combination of antioxidant micronutrient in the proper quantity using the specific natural biological form helps to support the body's ability to unlock its full potential by maximizing absorption and delivering maximum results. Microdaily is the formula that is most near and dear to my heart, and it presents an achievement I hope will ultimately benefit all mankind. For this reason, I joined Engage Global as their Chief Scientific Officer. Knowing David Nemelka to be an honest and sincere individual, I knew he would help to get my formula into the lives of as many people as possible. It has been an honor to hear from so many who have benefited from this formula, and I look forward to hearing your success story. Thank you very much.
So what I did was, instead of giving him a sample, I decided to go ahead and give him a bottle. If you truly love somebody, sometimes they're leery, and you say, well, I'm not going to give you a bottle unless you pay for it. Well, if you don't allow them to see that the product works, then it never have real value with them. But what I did was I gave him a bottle. I considered it a tax write-off. That's what I did. And as he got the bottle, he literally took it. And over the next 2 weeks, all of a sudden he calls me back. He said, Bernard, I said, come over to my house. I said, what? I'm busy. He said, no, you need to come over to my house. I said, okay, I'll come over there. I said, Darryl, what's up, man? Yeah, I was kind of hesitant. I thought I owed money or something, but I don't think I remember loaning him nothing. So I went on over to his house. And then all of a sudden he says, I need you to see something. He said, look down. I said, what? Because his feet, this guy literally looks like Thor. That's how big he is. His feet, he wears a size 13 shoe, but he is a size 10 shoe. So his feet has been swollen for 5 years. So I told him, Darryl said, look down. I said, oh. I said, well, man, he said, no, look down. He said, my feet has shrunk. I looked like he was wearing his shoes a size 10. He said, another thing, my leg was black. He said, look at this. He raised up his leg, his pants leg. His leg went from black to back to regular color. I said, man, he said, you finally brought me up something that actually worked. His wife came over and hugged me. And she said, thank you for giving me my husband back. So for that person that said, does micro daily work? I cannot say whether it will work for her, but the antitypical, everyone has different results. I've been a paramedic 25 years, and I'm telling you, micro daily, along with brain boost, because it can't help me to remember, is actually the best combination I've ever seen.
Exactly. So what can we do, Dr. Prasad?
So again, all these kind of things that you mentioned generates a lot of free radicals in your body. And when you are producing a lot of free radical, that induces a lot of chronic inflammation.
Yes.
And so in that scenario, then your best strategy is to reduce that, is take the micronutrient. And then at least the produce that you are abusing yourself, for example, you take alcohol or whatever you are taking, it take once in a while. Suppose somebody takes more and he can't do anything else, at least you can take micronutrient to reduce the impact. To reduce, you cannot eliminate it, to reduce the impact. And so I think, micronutrient becomes so powerful that for anybody, you take an NFL player, when they get resting inside, they breathe pure oxygen for energy.
Wow.
This is true. Pure oxygen will give you a lot of energy.
Right.
But that's a transient one, because that also generates a lot of free radicals.
Mm-hmm.
And so At that time, you feel happy because you went and play again with more energy. But long-term effect is very deadly. And as you know, NFL player health is extremely poor when they retire. And so if you say that if these people have micronutrient before going to the field, say for example, you should have been at least protected. Even during playing, we are breathing a lot, you are running a lot. These are all oxidative stress in your system. And so in order to have, I'm sure they have a good diet and everything, but in addition to have a micronutrient, I'm sure they must have taken some kind of micronutrient supplement, this football player or tennis player or any player.
Undoubtedly, they're doing something to try to stay healthy because they've got nutritionists and they've got hired crew that help them somewhat control what's in their diet.
Exactly. So that they don't abuse and don't take an inflammatory diet. Even in my experience, because I have a little back pain, someday if I take inflammatory diet, which I know which are there, like if you drink or take or ate more than you should, which I do once in a while, and then I feel my pain increases. So it is well known phenomena. Now the question is, how the people are doing the research on this issue. Heart disease, how the research going on with respect to, say, micronutrient. They are developing all kind of medications, for heart medication, for, blood pressure, for your cholesterol lowering.
Yeah, mostly statins, right?
Yeah, and they are very valuable. And so, but what you can do in addition to that to prevent it so that you don't have to have that kind of stuff. And so what people have tried to do in research, because they want to do research, clinician, they use micronutrient as a drug. So when they study that, you use one drug at a time to affect a particular disturbance like cholesterol. Then you take a Lipitor, cholesterol lowering drug of any kind. You have blood pressure, then you take a blood pressure medicine, which is totally different group of medicine.
Right.
And so if you have some kind of a blockage, then you use Plavix, which is a anticoagulation drug. So you see what I mean. So they treat that, but so this is the way they use the nutrient to see how effective it is in a study of heart disease.
They pick one. They pick one
exactly.
antioxidant, something to see if it'll make a difference.
Yeah, but they forget that body has a multiple antioxidant.
That's right.
Some of which we take from the diet, some of which our body makes it. And when the oxidative stress occurs in your body because of bad food or bad habit or too much oxygen taking, then they get depleted. They get slowly decline. And so if you don't substitute them, then you have a health problem. And so there was one very famous study called HOPE study. And they use a 400 international unit of vitamin E. They did not even mention whether it was natural or synthetic, because sometimes, for example, if you buy from Hoffman LaRoche company, they made a synthetic one. So first, and they also make a synthetic beta carotene. So the remembered beta carotene trial in the smokers, it was synthetic beta carotene. And synthetic beta carotene is not very effective at all compared to natural beta carotene. But so we don't know. But in any case, so did a very large number of population they recruited, and they found that there was no effect, either primary endpoint or secondary endpoint, whatever they were measuring, 10 different endpoints. But in one subgroup who has a tendency to go to hospital because of the serious issue, they increased by 10% the number of people who went to the hospital. That was the side effects. And then another study shows that in a patient, they gave 800 international unit of vitamin E alone and measured the oxidative damage. it was higher.
Oh, wow.
Because you expect that, you predict that it will be happen because heart patients have a high level of oxidative stress, and vitamin E or vitamin C or beta carotene individually goes there, they get oxidized by free radicals,
Oh,
and
wow.
then become a pro-oxidant rather than as an antioxidant. And pro-oxidant is kind of free radicals.
Dr. Prasad, that's jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. So you just said that the way that they tested it showed that a single antioxidant made the whole situation worse. No wonder they try to scare everybody against using any kind of an antioxidant approach.
Then they conclude about the whole nutrition, whole nutrient.
All of it's bad.
Yeah, all of it bad. And if you go and look on the even epidemiology study, it's a survey type of a study, not an intervention like this guy did, actually gave the intervention every day and placebo. But, epidemiology just sent a set of questions and people answered it. Were you taking a vitamin? What kind? B, A, And this variation, some people will say, I just take vitamin B. Some people say, I just take vitamin C, So with this kind of survey study, you can make any judgment. And then you come up with, sometimes you say, oh yeah, it was very useful. Sometimes they say, no, it did not do anything. So it is a nightmare as far as the clinical study is concerned. But, so the question is, is there any evidence in literature, in science, that a multiple antioxidant has ever helped in any human diseases? Fair question, because we are saying micronutrient is better than every place else. And so here are two studies that show that yes, multiple micronutrient is important for in reducing not only heart disease, but also other human diseases, and therefore would be applicable to heart disease as well, because the same oxidative stress and inflammation is involved. And here is first give you one animal study that I collaborated with a fellow, the Dr. Clive Charlton from a Meharry Medical College in Nashville. So MPTP is a chemical that can induce like a Parkinson's-like syndrome in animal model. It also causes some of the drugs that people were taking in the past, they had a contamination of MPTP and they were suffering from a Parkinson's-like disease. So they picked up that, yes, in animal model like mice or rat, if you inject them, it produces Parkinson-like syndrome. And also biochemically, what happens in a dopamine neuron and so on. And so this guy, so we said, okay, here's a micronutrient, which was the antioxidant component of microdaily, because just mixture of but the dosage was same. And so we injected to the mice before giving MPTP in one group. Another group just got MPTP, and they found that the another group got just the curcumin. So he was comparing, again, single antioxidant is better than this one. And single antioxidant in an animal study always say good results. So here, curcumin also showed some good results in terms of reducing the symptoms of Parkinson's disease. But the antioxidant is much, much better in improving something the single antioxidant could not do it. So that is one example that how, even though in the same model where individual antioxidant always produce good result, and as expected, they did produce good results, but combination was much, much better. And
well, that's comforting. That would be comforting to our audience to know that someone like you actually did the research and proved that putting a combination of antioxidants together made a big difference in an animal model. So that suggests it would be beneficial to me too.
Exactly. And
then one of the reasons why? Is that one of the reasons why you were issued this patent for your MMF?
No, I think it is, those data were a little older at that time when I had a different company. But these are published information, so we can, if you want to review an article, I can send it. But another human study was there, not by me, but somebody else. Hey, they just picked up a commercial preparation of multivitamin, which has some mixture of antioxidant, and random, just picked up from the commercial market. And question was, in a population-wise, does it reduce the risk of cancer? But single antioxidant, that when they tried, they said it increases the risk of cancer in a smoker. But in this case, they tried multiple vitamins, and they found they reduced the cancer incidence by 10% in men.
Cancer, or we're talking heart disease?
No, in this case, well, I was talking about is there any evidence on any disease? Is there any evidence?
I get you.
Because single antioxidant have been tried in a cancer, in heart disease, and so on. But the question was that is the multiple antioxidant
would it do anything?
Any place? And if they do, that means likely it will be also useful for heart disease and other diseases as well.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And so here's the two different diseases. So it was a cancer. Then another question they tried in Africa, that HIV patient, they are positive with HIV infection, but now they wait till the symptom become worse, and then they get antiviral therapy. And then, so the question was that by giving a micronutrient to those who are HIV infected, does it delay the requirement of the antiviral therapy for a long time? And indeed, when they gave it, and this was a well-controlled trial, and when they gave this infection, it delayed the need for antiviral therapy. And again, it was commercial preparation. It was not the one that we have it. This would have done much better result. But even in this case, a poor, but it was at least micronutrient multiple. And they delay the requirement of antiviral therapy by 3 years.
Oh my goodness.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Dr. Prasad, that's with a poor quality vitamin.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Now, Steve, that's where you're getting us now, Dr. Prasad. So, and I hope everybody understood that you're saying that an average multivitamin delayed the onset of a serious disease by 3 years.
Yes.
What would happen if you introduce something that was a real quality?
Exactly. It could prolong. You may not need antiviral therapy.
May not need the antiviral at all.
Because this was again published by Duke people several years ago, that vitamin E succinate prevents the replication of HIV virus.
Oh my goodness.
Replication of HIV. Remember, vitamin E succinate does it. No other vitamin does it.
That's incredible. I mean, I was under the impression that one of the only things that could stop it is your own body's T cells.
That's of course, your body, if your immune system is good, you don't get infection in the first place.
Right.
If you get infection, then you take this one even late.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you take it in the beginning,
There's something else that while we're talking about this, that I really want you to make a comment on. Two things. Someone just asked a question. They want confirmation that all of the ingredients are natural and these are not synthetic ingredients. So
that's
these
right. The EMF, all are from natural sources. All ingredients that we have it, but I want to make some point on that one. That how you define a synthetic? Well, if it is a man in a big company makes it from the raw material, from a zero, but in this case, say, so for example, vitamin E, we use vitamin E succinate, but vitamin E molecule, alpha tocopherol molecule, if is a pure and natural, that they are very unstable. They are sensitive to light and oxygen. They will be all destroyed. You can manufacture in the capsule. So in laboratory, then they have to make a vitamin E either succinate, then or vitamin E acetate, or vitamin E nicotinate. There are different types of vitamin E in order to be stable. And then if you take it, so this is natural source, but it is not a synthetic source because it has made
natural source.
Yeah, but if you are started from one carbon or hydrogen or whatever right from the beginning, that is a synthetic one. And good example would be that in our previous product, folic acid was synthetic one. Even if you take a folate, which we take from the food and other things, that's a natural form.
Right.
But if you have a MTHFR mutation, they can convert either folic acid or folate that you take from the diet. They can be converted to methyl folate, which is the form body uses it.
I see. Well, you solved that problem by going with the methylated formula. So that's a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
Well, then the next question I wanted to ask you, just along that same line, as long as we're dancing around this, you said something to me the other day, and I'm throwing this at Dr. Prasad off the cuff here because this has been on my mind and it's been bugging me ever since we had the conversation. And I went and I researched it, I think, that N-acetylcysteine binds to the spike protein in SARS-CoV-2. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because those 6 documents I showed from PubMed that showed how SARS-CoV-2 produces a cytotoxic effect on the heart. You said, and I believe the research supports it, that N-acetylcysteine binds to the spike protein. Does that suggest that the heart literally can become healthier by adding something that has N-acetylcysteine in it?
Also that, if suppose not only that, but the N-acetylcysteine and also some other nutrient, because see, the post survivor of a this COVID infection, COVID-19 or their variant infection, and they have a still remaining tissue damage, which are producing a lot of cytokines, pro-inflammatory cytokines, free radicals in their body, and they are causing this damage to your brain cell, to your heart cell, to your kidney, could be reproductive organ.
That's creating all kinds of problems.
And so the micro daily and still is for in a way for prevention, because then if you have bind with spike protein, it can get. But N-acetylcysteine also does it that suppose a few virus got in, because there is a lot of competition between the receptor and the virus. But suppose somebody got in, then they prevent the replication of COVID-19. When they entered it, they block the replication so it can't go any further. And so by taking this kind of micronutrient, you are attacking in many different ways. You are stimulating your immune function, you are reducing oxidative stress and inflammation, and you are also preventing any future infection for any other kind of variant, that might develop. Or brand new virus, COVID-20. How do I know?
Dr. Prasad, this is powerful, and folks need to understand this. We'd like to show folks an example of how micronutrients can be involved in helping the heart to repair itself. So we have one testimonial that I captured about a year ago that we want to show. So Jeff, do you mind queuing that up for us, please?
Absolutely.
Oh, my name is Jacqueline Gray, and I was introduced to micronutrients about a year ago. And my husband and I, we decided to take a look at it and do some research on it prior to even taking the pills. However, during that particular time, especially at work, I was under a lot of stress. and my blood pressure was uncontrolled, unbeknownst to me. And I had to go in the hospital because I couldn't breathe. I knew prior to why I couldn't breathe, because basically I was in the hospital in 2017 with the same condition, but it was a little worse in 2000. No, it actually got worse in last March, when I was in a hospital. I had to be hospitalized for it. The doctor came in and said that my injection fraction was 29%, which was not good. And then when we did our follow-up visit, my husband and I, with the doctor, he said to us that it wasn't, good. That was not a good place to be in. So we sought out a second opinion. And from the second opinion, the doctor told us that what I had could be reversed. However, he thought it to be a mitral valve prolapse. The mitral valve prolapse, he said, if it was severe, I would have had to have open heart surgery. But if it was not severe, then medications would control it. Being introduced to micronutrients, we decided that we would try that along with the regimen that I was on. And I would say a month later, because I had to go to the doctor every month at this point. A month later, when he did the ultrasound on my heart, he said that, no, I'm sorry. He did the CTA, which is a CAT scan of the heart, so he can get a really good look at what was going on with my heart. He said that the heart looked like it had started to repair itself and that I did not need surgery. So that was the first good news. The second good news came the following month, when he said that now my heart looks like it was into full repair, whereas the first doctor said that the injection fraction would never repair itself, it would never reverse, it would only get worse, and I would have to only control it. But now with this doctor and with taking micronutrients, that's the only thing I can liken it to, because that's what changed in my life when I started taking that. The micronutrients, the heart actually repaired itself and the mitral valve actually repaired itself. So the injection fraction went from 25% now to 49%, which the doctor was telling my husband and I was technically unheard of. Basically, he was shocked, and so were we, that my heart actually repaired itself. My sister, unfortunately, had a similar heart condition to mine, and she passed away December 3rd from the condition. And this was after I had told her about taking the micronutrients, but she didn't take it. And I did. And I'm still here to tell the story. So I'm extremely happy about that.
That's pretty amazing, Dr. Prasad, huh? And you mentioned this was congestive heart failure?
It's a form of congestive heart failure. The doctor said that there are many, what people don't realize is there are many forms of congestive heart failure. My particular congestive heart failure came from uncontrolled high blood pressure and then my mitral valve backing up into my lungs. It would, one of them where the flap would open and then close, it was fine. But when the flap opened, one of the flaps opened, the blood went back and it was like backing up into the heart and then overflowing into my lungs. So he said that was because the heart was stressed from the amount of pressure that was being put on it because of the high blood pressure. So yes, that was a form of congestive heart failure.
Have you been able to get your blood pressure under control?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, yay. Went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, and my blood pressure was 129/60.
That's make you feel pretty good.
Yeah.
And makes me feel awesome. That makes me feel awesome. I mean, it's a scary place to be because you're talking about the heart. So that's a very scary place to be when your heart starts to malfunction on you, and you can.
That's good, Jeff. Thank you. It was because the man said that he wanted to bring health and wellness to the world. I think that's a bit ambitious. And I applaud him for having that level of ambition. But I'm glad to go along for the ride, because if nothing else, the people in my circle of influence can benefit. And I'm thrilled to be able to tell something about people about something that can actually make a difference for them. So, but thank you very much, Ms. Rice, for your feedback. And in case anybody didn't know it, especially diabetics, because me and that diabetes thing, we are, you know, we're at odds, because that thing took my mother. And so anything connected with that, we are at war. So the day that intensive care nurse told me that we were praying for my mother's immune system to kick in, I still remember that. I'm a firm believer in the power of prayer, but I had that covered. I figured the hospital was actually doing something to make a difference. And since they weren't, I think everybody needs to be empowered to do something for yourself. But thank you again, Ms. Rice, for your feedback. So let's talk about the opportunity and why this is an opportunity. I think I've mentioned it before, and I think everyone now ought to be very, very, very well aware that we're in the right place at the right time. And certain things have to kind of align in order for an opportunity to exist. One of the things that has to align, and I think it was, I believe it was Rockefeller that said that if you want to become, and you know, they're talking about being wealthy, is to find someone that people are going to need and get there first. You know, so if you can figure that out, for example, if you had known, if you lived, say, 200 years ago and had an opportunity to buy the state of Florida for, say, $100, would you? No brainer, right? Because today you can't buy a teaspoon of dirt in Florida for $100. But if you could have done it back then, you were ahead of the game. And that's what the government did when they bought it from the Indians, right? From the Seminole Indians. They bought it and got it for a steal. Look at the state of Alaska. They paid what, $20 million to Russia to buy the whole state of Alaska. Ooh, what kind of a deal was that at the time? We'll find out what everyone's going to need and get there first. Well, that's what this is, Micro Daily. That gentleman that we just talked to, Dr. Prasad, is absolutely brilliant. And the formula that he's put together is in a class, in a league, all by itself. You got that. The second part of it is there a need for it? Once again, that's a no-brainer. Right now, folks, I don't know the statistic on it, but let me tell you something. All-cause mortality has exploded in the past 2 years. Now, what does that mean? Back when before they had a measles vaccine, people were seriously affected by the measles. When the measles vaccine was produced, not only was measles brought under control, but all-cause mortality decreased, meaning the immune system overall got better. So the reasons why people were dying decreased. Everything benefited because the immune system got better. But today, all-cause mortality is on the rise. So when COVID-19 hit and the vaccines came out, the immune system didn't get better. The immune system is struggling right now. So put two and two together. A phenomenal product and everybody needs it. There's a third component, a world-class company. If you can find a company that doesn't have 100,000 distributors, but that is built like they're ready for 1 million distributors. And if they happen to be between 5 and 10 years old, that's a walk-off home run. I mean, that's a trifecta. That's the unbelievable triangle of opportunity altogether right there. So we've handled the product part of it. We've handled the need part of it. Now let's talk to the owner and CEO of the company Engage Global. And let's just see if we have the world-class business part of it. Let's see if that piece of it is in place. I'd like to introduce to each one of you, if you have not met him before, this is David Nemelka, the owner and CEO of Engage Global.
Hello, Jonathan. Happy Sunday to you.
Thank you very much. And thank you for breaking off a little piece of your time to join us.
I am at my mother's home. She's preparing a dinner for me and my siblings. And so I've snuck up into her playroom for the grandkids, and we're doing a Zoom with you because there's nowhere else I'd rather be than with you and our good Engage family.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I've just been bragging about you. And
I heard you. And I've been listening to Dr. Prasad. What an amazing man. And I want to express my love and appreciation and gratitude that he can be our partner, all of us, in bringing this mission of health and wellness to the world to fruition. So that was fantastic.
Well, I think that folks are going to benefit from it if we can, if everybody shares it and gets the word out about it. I think we'll just exponentially keep expanding. But let me spotlight you for just a hot minute here, because people need to understand why it's an opportunity. We got the other two pieces of the triangle done, but what can you tell us about David Nemelka and this company as to why people should align themselves with this and see this as the ultimate opportunity right now?
Well, I'm going to use myself as an example because just like all of you who are here, I'm looking for opportunities where there can be profit and a purpose. So my career, I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've started multiple companies. I had the good fortune to go to the Wharton Business School and get my MBA. And coming out of Wharton, I wanted to get some, Fortune 50 big company experience. And so I was fortunate enough to be hired by Procter & Gamble. And my first project there was working in the supplement industry, looking at the research that Dr. Prasad did way back in 1993. Oh, wow. It just blows my mind to think that I touched Dr. Prasad back then, and now today he is my business partner and our partner in bringing our mission to the world. So anyways, at Procter & Gamble, but being an entrepreneur, it was a great experience, but I wanted to do my own thing. So I started my own company, McKinley Capital, jumped into venture capital for well over 20 years. Ultimately, companies that we help start and or fund, we're on the New York Stock Exchange, American Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, funded for well over $1 billion in capital, had great success and good fortune there. And as a part of that, I established some relationships with some really fantastic people. And one of those people was a friend of mine whose family sold their nutrition business for about $700 million. And because they were so prominent, Dr. Prasad and his military micronutrient formula became aware to them. But in selling their business, they were in non-competes and they had financially really retired. But my good friend said, David, I know you're entrepreneurial. This is something that's pretty special. You need to look at this. And so he introduced me to the military micronutrient formulation, Dr. Prasad. And being a venture capitalist, being an investor, being a finance person, I saw opportunity. So people here today are looking for opportunity. Well, way back in 2012, I saw that opportunity in the world's most scientifically validated micronutrients. I was able to recognize that the world is suffering, as you were talking about, Jonathan, from micronutrient deficiencies, which is having negative impact on immune system, which is facilitating and enhancing inflammation and chronic inflammation, which is the source, as Dr. Prasad says, of pretty much all human ailments.
Yep.
So I saw a big opportunity. how can there not be big opportunity when you have the best of the best that's been validated by third parties like NASA, the US military, $24 million invested in validating? I saw opportunity. And so being opportunistic and having some capital at my disposal, ultimately, we started with a license for military micronutrient formula. And I think that was about when I was introduced to you, Jonathan. And ultimately, we acquired the formula, or Engage acquired the formula, and Dr. Prasad decided to become our partner. So that was way back around 2016, and that's when the real opportunity became even bigger. And when I saw that, I don't know about you, but I do know about you because I know what is important to you. Doing venture capital and just financing companies, that's about making money.
Right.
And doing that for over 20 years, I was feeling a bit empty. I had a nice bank account, but I had an empty heart. And so when I saw the impact that military micronutrient formulation, which is MicroDaily today, was having on human lives, I decided to make this my life's purpose, my life's goal, my life's mission, and combine profit with purpose. And that is why I'm here today, because this is about, like you say, it's an ambitious goal, and perhaps we'll achieve it in my lifetime and perhaps not. But my vision is we create a company that someday the culture and the values that are here will continue on even when I'm not here, and that mission will ultimately be fulfilled. So that's my life's purpose.
Now, David, this is no small undertaking, though. To put together a company. I mean, this is not one of those things where you just go take $50,000 and buy a McDonald's franchise. I mean, I know you can't get a McDonald's franchise for that kind of money today, but it's a significant investment in resources to do something like this.
Everything I have is here. Every resource I have, financial, personal, relationship, I brought it all to the table at Engage. And it is not easy. This is a challenging project, but I think like you said, we have built the foundation where we are prepared for literally hundreds of thousands of distributors and millions of customers. We are ready and capable of fulfilling on that. It did not happen overnight, but after a decade of effort, Engage has matured and it's ready. So, timing matters in investments and in life. You were talking about the timing of morbidity increasing in America and in the world. It's like we've hit this transitory point where it's just getting worse for everybody, or for the many people health-wise. Well, the same thing's happening financially with inflation eroding our purchasing power. There is a massive need for people to be able to supplement their income, and so we can combine world's finest micronutrients addressing a worldwide problem with what I'm sure we'll talk more about is the simplest, most powerful, rewarding financial opportunity for someone who cares about health and wellness. And I want to be clear about that. Our company is built for people who want to bring health and wellness to others. Mm-hmm. That's what we are built for. And we are the finest opportunity on the planet today, and for those people.
What about the people who think that this is some kind of a get-rich-quick scheme?
Well, people are making a lot of money fast. I don't know what that means, but it's not a scheme. It's about bringing world-class products to people, and those that are really good at it, those who build teams that are good at it, as you, Jonathan, will and do make significant money. But I believe that in life, when you're excellent, you get excellent rewards. So the beauty of our financial and business model, and this was as hard as it was for Dr. Prasad to validate and verify and formulate his products. I'm a financial guy. I've been a businessman my whole career. I went to the Wharton School, graduated in finance from the most prestigious financial or MBA program in the world for finance. And I have brought every tool, every piece of knowledge I have to the table to create what I think is the finest compensation plan in the world to go with the finest product. So what we're offering is not getting rich quick, but what we're offering is that people who are really great at bringing customers and building teams of people bringing customers and bringing health and wellness to the world, there is significant financial opportunity. And the beauty of our plan is its stability. Can't tell you how many thousands of people from network marketing, MLM, have talked about money they made that they no longer make.
Right.
We're 10 years down the road, and Jonathan, I think your income just seems to keep growing and growing. I can't see it declining. And that's our business model, is true residual income. Our retention rates are through the roof. At 90 days, our retention rates on subscriptions are well over 90%. At 12 months, our retention rates are pushing 70%. Unheard of in the supplement industry. It's because our products work, because our affiliates are informed, our affiliates educate and love their customers and serve them, and people love what we're doing. And when you do that, you have consistency, you have stability, and you have an opportunity for life-changing financial benefits.
Yeah, that's true. And I hope everybody paid attention to just one of those statistics. 90% retention after 90 days, 90% retention at the 90-day mark. That's huge.
But it's usually even higher than that. I mean, we're pushing 95% on that number. So that's we've got the model dialed in. And so just if you want to talk pure business, we've got the business model figured out. It took many years, and honestly, it cost me millions of dollars of trial and error. And I know a lot of people, as a part of that trial and error, it didn't always go well for them. But in that process, we have created something absolutely beautiful and amazing for people who are willing to share and build.
And that's important to know, because I've told folks that if you want to hit the sweet spot when it comes to a business, it's that 5 to 10 year mark.
Yes.
You can find a 10-year-old startup.
Yep.
You have just nailed it.
Well, and you're 100% right, Jonathan. Like when I was in venture capital, my money was always made on those 5 to 10-year-old companies. Getting it started today and making money in 1 or 2 years, that honestly for me never happened.
Right.
Some of my biggest wins were companies were 8, 10, 12 years old. We took one company public, National Information Consortium. We invested in that company. Now today, multi-billion-dollar company, and it took them 8 to 10 years to really get things lined up. But when they did, it exploded. And I could give example after example like that. Engage falls into that category. Our foundation is solid. Our technology is solid. Our supply chains are solid. Our products and formulations are solid. Our quality assurance is solid. We don't miss commissions. We're never late on commissions. Our finances are good. It's like we are a solid company from really, if you want to check all the boxes, we're ready for extraordinary momentum and growth right now.
One of my newest heavy hitter consultants that came on board put his order in, I think, on a Friday, and called me up screaming at me on Tuesday. How is this possible that I got my product?
Yes.
I expect it by the end of the week.
And in this world of extraordinary supply chain challenges, I think the longest back orders we've had have been around 2 weeks. So nothing, severe, nothing life-changing. We have great supply chain management, and so it's not that we will never not have back orders, but we've got a process that's pretty good for making sure. And also the other thing is at Engage, our people on subscription are sacred. They always come first because they're the ones that are loyal. They're the ones that are taking care of themselves and committed to the product. So we love the subscription-based business.
I'm telling a lot of the folks in my organization that if you want to stabilize your income, concentrate on just helping one customer at a time.
Yeah.
Could you give us a snapshot of why signing up a customer, prefer a customer, why that's so valuable?
Well, it's easy. So let's use this number. So like I'm going to use an influencer we have. I won't use his name. He's pretty significant. He's making good income at Engage. Mm-hmm. A customer on subscription to him is worth about $350 in the first year. So 1,000 customers represents about $350,000 of revenue. So each customer, on average. So it's like, you take the whole pool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you take the pool and you look at the income he generates over the course of a year on that customer, this first year, it's about $350.
So 1,000 customers
is like $350,000. So, and 10,000 customers with $3.5 million to him. Now think of it, if he's in your organization, what he now means to you in terms of your income opportunity volume, and we can talk about that. But so here's how the model works. It's super simple. We pay 100% of the first order on a subscription. That's a customer signing up for a subscription. I've had people say, Dave, how can you afford to do that?
Yeah, it sounds like you lost your mind.
No, well, it's if you don't understand finance, it does. But if you understand finance, it's the easiest decision in the world. Why wouldn't I invest 100? So the average initial order is around $120. Why wouldn't I invest $120 to generate a $2,000 or $3,000 revenue stream?
That's right.
And because our retention is so high, I mean, we're talking, 90, 95% at 90 days, pushing 70% at 12 months. And then you've got all those years and years afterwards where we have customers, many customers of 5, 6, 7 years.
That's right.
When you have that residual revenue, that's like buying an annuity. So if I can buy an annuity for $120 and then give you all of that, and then even we are willing to share with you a piece of that annuity of 10 to 30%. So we're sharing everything with you, the affiliate, because you are the critical piece to our success. We can have the finest products in the world without you sharing it and bearing testimony and doing the work of integrity like you're doing today, Jonathan. We have nothing. So we're more than willing to share with you these numbers, and they are very, very rewarding for someone who simply wants to make customers. We have many people who are making several $1,000s every single month, residual income, just like having an apartment building, paying them every month. And it's simply customer base that's buying product because they've worked hard at sharing product. So that's a real simple part of the plan. It's something that everybody can do. Here's another beautiful thing. Right now, 1 out of every 2 new engaged affiliates is making money within 90 days or less. So unlike most network marketing where most people never make a dime, 1 out of 2 is making money at Engage in 90 days or less, not like in 10 years. So our business model is winning and working, and we think we can do even better than that. We can even do better than that. And I see a question about why we have a cap on it. The reason we have a cap is because people who are try to manipulate that all of it bonus, jeopardize that all of it bonus for everybody. Our mission is to bring health and wellness to the world, one person at a time. And we know a typical customer, like 95, 98% of our customers do not buy more than $150 of product. So if someone's buying more than that, it's just they're trying to take advantage of the comp plan to the detriment of the financial benefits of all of us. So that's why we've capped the plan. It protects all of us so we can keep paying 100%.
Yeah, we can't bury the company, and everybody needs to understand that if you don't come to the company with integrity, then that creates a problem. The company can't be buried because we all lose.
Exactly. And if someone comes to the company with a lack of integrity, we will invite them to leave our company because we only want high integrity people. As a principle of life and of business, I have learned that the aggravating people who are not operating with integrity cost you 80% of your time and pretty much all of your profit. And so my point of view is we seek only people of integrity. We seek only people who care about health and wellness. We seek only people who care about bringing health and wellness to the world. And those people, we want to reward you in a way unlike any other company will reward you. We want to love you in a way that unlike any other company will love you. We want to partner with you in a way as a family member would partner with you. And those are the people we seek. Those are the people we hunger and pray for every single day. And Jonathan, I think you and our other leadership exemplify the character and the quality of people at Engage. And I am so grateful. What a joy it is to work with good people. Man, I love it, and thank you for you again.
It's just getting started, David. We're just getting started. So we're on the phone. We're working our Rolodex, and it's happening. That's all I got to tell you.
Honestly, I just get chills and I get warm and fuzzies as I think of what you and others are doing, and we are here to serve and work together with all of you to do good things. I
got one more question that I want to ask you before you go back to your to mom.
Okay.
Because I get slammed with this question a lot, and I want you to be able to just address it head on, right out the gate, and I'm gonna get off the screen because I want you to just answer to everybody here right now.
Okay.
Folks are saying every network marketing company, they've been in and out of them. They come, they go, they build up the whole customer base. The company starts making millions of dollars, everything changes. And all of a sudden you go from 50,000, 10,000, 100,000, whatever a month in income to zero because somebody decides to so-called improve the comp plan. So help us understand what are the chances of you selling this company and walking away and leaving us high and dry?
Well, let's just start with a comp plan question. I've already gone through 5 or 6 years of tweak and comp plan, and I apologize to everybody who's been a part of that painful process. Our comp plan is set in stone. The numbers work. It's viable. It's successful. It's a win-win plan. So on the comp plan, don't worry. We're just going to keep making things better, like our double bonuses and the triple bonuses and all these other opportunities we bring to the table. So comp plan is solid. You can feel confident in its stability, and it's been the way it is for the most better part of, I think, 3 years or so now. So it's solid and it's viable and it's financially responsible. So rest comfortable there. As it relates to David Nemelka, Jonathan, in fact, you asked me this question today, like, David, so when you become, multi-$100 million company or whatever you become, what's going to happen to the company and David Nemelka? Most people are looking to sell their businesses, cash out, retire, and sell into the sunset. I'm a different person than that. And if you understand my life, my suffering, my sacrifice, etc., purpose matters a lot to me. I don't believe in retirement. My belief is when you retire, you just open the door to the grave. And I have no interest in that. So the vision that I have for Engage is that Engage will continue to grow, continue to be financially viable. And in doing so, I will have more than enough financial resources that I could ever dream of, as will you and many others. I don't aspire to jets, multiple houses, etc. I've made tens and tens of millions of dollars in my venture capital business. I know what it feels like to make money and have the empty feeling of having a lot of things, multiple houses, multiple cabins, so many things that are the materialistic things of life. They're nice to have, but they are not what gives me and feeds my soul. So what feeds my soul, what gives me motivation, is the idea of building a company and leaving a legacy that will live beyond me and you and everybody else to fulfill our purpose of health and wellness to the world. If we do that, we'll have more than enough money to spend. I'll have more than enough money to spend. That is not my goal, to become ungodly and unrighteously rich. My goal is to become the nurturer, the caretaker of Dr. Prasad and his products, the nurturer and caretaker and visionary of creating a company that can live beyond me and my lifetime. And so this company is not for sale. It won't be for sale. I'm here. I will be here to fight for this company and for you and what we're doing until I can no longer fight. And who amongst us would sell their child? Who amongst us would sell their vision and their purpose in their life? Why would we sell our birthright for a pot of porridge? That's just not in me. That's not who I am. And you said, David, what assurances can you give me? All I can give you is my word of who I am. And that's what our company is being built to become. I am going to personally be in control of this company until I can't be, for whatever reason, and whether it's the grave or whatever. But my vision is to be captain of this ship, master of our destiny together, listening and working and loving and serving and bringing goodness to this world. And how could life be any better than that? Family in business, family in life, joy and purpose in our efforts, unbelievable products that Dr. Prasad has brought. I mean, is there a more beautiful man that you've ever met? Is there a more integrous man that you've ever been introduced to than Dr. Prasad? And I take with great responsibility the challenge to have the same character and integrity as he does. He sets the example and tone for all of us. So there's my answer for you, Jonathan. This is a life's mission. In fact, I think of Corleen, one of our really fantastic leaders. She talks about this is her God mission, her God calling. This is something that is deeper than just business, and that I share that feeling and that commitment.
Well, Mr. David Nemelka, we take you at your word.
Thank you.
And it's a privilege and an honor to be working with you in this company, and I think everybody who's on this meeting now feels a lot better about going forward, and we're not going to stop. So, can I drag you back onto the meeting again in a couple of weeks? Okay.
Anytime you want me, and I'm willing to stay even for a little longer if you want me a little longer. I don't know what else. Any questions or?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if they're okay. Well, good. If I didn't want to keep you from the family. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Let's talk a little
I've
bit.
got about another 15 minutes. I think that
Okay.
would be fair to my family, so I'm good with that.
Then let's see if there's any questions. Any questions at all about this company, about where it's going, something you don't understand about the products? Coraline, please.
Hello, Coraline.
Coraline is on the legacy team. You're not unmuted yet, Coraline.
Okay, let me try.
Okay.
Hold
Oh,
on.
there you go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, gentlemen. What a fantastic interview. You know, I am so excited that Catrice and Bruce Johnson reached back to me and said, take this product so that you can just be healthy. And, you know, in 5 months, we were able to just really share with so many people. But the best part is we didn't really talk money. We just reached out to people that we cared about. We reached out to people that had health challenges. And Jonathan, you providing platforms like this, and you know, other leaders, and all of us coming together and working together and being able to actually call our CEO and talk to him and talk about challenges in the field, and you know, working to correct all of those. For folks that have done network marketing for years, you normally don't get that opportunity.
No.
So when you say this is a sweet spot, oh my goodness, it's the best place to be. And I'm so excited to work with you and Dr. Prasad and David and Jeff Ashby, the Johnsons, everybody. This is such a great place to be. I just wanted to say that. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you, Coraline. Thank you very much. That's some powerful feedback there, Dave.
Coraline's a great example to all of us. She inspires me every day. I love Coraline. Thank you, Coraline.
I love you too, Coraline. And thank you for sharing this product and this company with me. And let's help bring health and wellness to the world. Thank you for allowing me to share.